Hey there, good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. It's going to be another hot one, pretty hazy at times as well. But we have a big weather pattern flip, and it's going to be brief before we heat things right back up. But we are going to have the potential for a few thunderstorms in the Cascades today and tonight, very isolated. And then we'll have the potential for some lowland showers and maybe a thunderstorm early Thursday and maybe again in the afternoon as well. So up in the mountains, there is a high fire danger, especially tonight and tomorrow, with that enhanced risk for thunderstorms. And then we'll start to dry out once again as this system that is spinning offshore, once it exits the area, we're going to dry out and heat up rapidly over the weekend. But what's going on right now? We have this low and it's going to tap into some moisture, and that will lead to showers and maybe a few thunderstorms, especially because we are going to have elevated instability. We're going to have a lift from that low, and we'll have enough in the way of heat for us and energy in the atmosphere for some thunderstorms to develop. And again, they're going to be very isolated should they develop. So we have a fire weather watch in place tonight through Thursday evening. This is for the Cascades and the Olympics, and you see east of the Cascades as well, generally above 1,500 feet for the western slopes of the Cascades. Outflow winds maybe up to 50 miles per hour, and that could lead to some new fires to spread, or the ongoing fires to spread rapidly, and lightning. Those could spark new fires, and that includes up in the mountains. So if you are recreating today, tonight, you will, and tomorrow, you will want to pay extra attention to the forecast, because especially up in the Cascades, there's a higher risk that we get some dry lightning. So we're not going to have a lot of moisture with any thunderstorms that develop. And then taking you up to beautiful Hurricane Ridge, it is dry out there as well. And in the Olympics, we have the potential for some thunderstorms as well. Time-wise, so again, this is not a guarantee. Models have been flip-flopping, going back and forth with the coverage of rain and thunderstorm risk, as well as some of the timing. So just know the threat is not widespread. We're not going to get widespread wetting rains, and we're not going to have widespread thunderstorms. So this is later this evening. You see, watch toward the south. So approaching the South Cascades in Washington, you see how we get one little thunderstorm or one cluster of showers or thunderstorms moving from south to north over the Cascade crest and the western slopes of the Cascades. Then we get into the overnight hours where we have once again that potential for a thunderstorm or two. Then we'll turn the page to Thursday morning, potentially for your morning drive. We'll have showers and once again maybe a thunderstorm or two embedded within this cluster, moving over the southwest interior and the South Sound. It's again not going to be widespread. You see another shower, that same shower moving south to north. This is around mid-morning or so over portions of Puget Sound. And then you see it's really not widespread at all. So some of you may not see any rain with this, and if anything, it may be brief. The wettest spots will be the Olympic Peninsula and then perhaps north of Everett as this low continues to spin. And once it we start to see that moisture exit the area as well, our rain chances will come to an end. By the afternoon, we'll have sun breaks, and the best chance for any showers or redevelopment of thunderstorms will likely be over the Olympics and maybe the North Cascades. The lightning risk, this is just showing where we have the best potential for a thunderstorm or two. This is later this afternoon, maybe over the northern Cascades. Overnight, you see how it's more so over southern Washington, maybe up into the Olympics, as well as near Hood Canal, and then the coastal zones into tomorrow morning and then into the afternoon. Once again, it's not a guarantee, but the potential will certainly be there. And once again, we are concerned about the dry lightning risk. You see how rain totals are very, very low with any rain that moves over the Cascades. But then you have some spots picking up maybe 1/10 of an inch up to 1/2 of an inch, but it's not going to be widespread heavy rain. But as we know, snow. We'll take anything. We just don't want the lightning with it. So we've issued a first alert for now, just to give you a heads up that some of you may wake up to some rain, have to commute in it, and that high fire danger up in the mountains. Temperature-wise in the 60s and 70s, and then we're going to rapidly heat up into the weekend, especially into Monday and Tuesday, mid and upper 80s to about 90 degrees. Let's take you outside where we have clouds and we have what looks like some smoke haze moving in. You can't really see the mountain. So today is going to be pretty hot and hazy. Temperature-wise in the mid 80s for interior spots. Up in the mountains going to be very warm as well. And east of the Cascades in Leavenworth, Wenatchee, pushing 100 degrees there, and same for Yakima. Now, the exception will be the coast in the 60s and 70s. With all of that being said, and I mentioned some smoke haze, for now, the air quality forecast, you see the yellow dots, that's indicating moderate air quality, but we could have a couple of isolated spots seeing some lower air quality. Tomorrow, winds will begin to pick up out of the southwest, 10 to 15, so we'll get some of that cooling onshore flow once again. But with that, especially in the morning into the early afternoon, we have that potential for a thunderstorm or two. Once again, not a guarantee. And if this changes, we'll let you know. And then if the risk goes down, then we'll go ahead and cancel that first alert. But just for now, just to put it on your radar, especially if you're headed up to the mountains. But you have better hiking weather, especially into the weekend, but that elevated fire danger will continue each and every day as we start to heat up and dry out. And with that, any gusty winds that we could get into next week, that could lead to maybe some new fire starts. You can always find the latest forecast and an extended look at your forecast on King 5 Plus, king5.com, and on our free King 5 app.